I hope that you guys had a wonderful week, and we're heading into November, and it's an exciting time, especially if your kids are writing examinations. Stressful, not necessarily exciting. Call it an adventure. It's the best way to do it. But it's also a time that makes us realize that we're heading closer to Christmas. And heading closer to Christmas for a lot of people is a traumatic experience, because it's the time where we realize and consolidate the losses that we have suffered. Whether it's the love of a pet, or whether it's the love of a human that we are missing, the communication, the pick up the phone and being able to talk to them, and the pick up the phone and being able to send them a message, the knowing that they are there, is the thing that makes us miss them the most. We might not have spoken to these loved ones on a daily basis. We might have spoken to them once a month. But in the back of your mind, you always knew that that person is available when you need them. And now you are struggling with the fact that they are not. They're not available. They're not there when you need to talk to somebody. You have suffered a loss. So looking at the festive season, because that's what people call it, we have to understand that there are going to be people that are struggling. You are getting all your family members together. Maybe you as a family, you guys make a big hoo-ha about it. But there's that one friend that doesn't really want to come to any Christmas celebrations. There's that one family member that doesn't want to be part of it. And it's not because they are funny, but it's just because this isn't a moment of celebration for them. It is a moment of sadness, of reflection on what they have missed, and the hole that this person or loved one has left in their lives. So to all the people that are not really looking forward to Christmas, and to all the people that are struggling with loss, I want you to think about the person that you've lost in a celebration way. It's one thing to mourn somebody's death. In other words, the fact that that person is not there anymore. The fact that you can't reach out and touch them physically or telephonically. The fact that that person is not available to you. That is how you mourn somebody. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't mourn. I have lost my fair share. I've lost my mom. I've lost my dad. I've lost my husband. I've lost mother-in-law when my husband was still alive. I've had my fair share. It's been a rough few years. But I found solace in celebrating their lives. And one of the ways that I did that was to remember and laugh. And that's the thing. If you have walked the road with this loved one, you have good memories. You guys had good times. You had things where you laughed so hard you snorted. You had things where you laughed so hard that the tears were rolling down your cheek and you were sounding like a donkey having an asthma attack, but no other sounds were coming out. Because that is what the journey of life is about. It's about remembering the good times, the special times that we have spent with people that we love. But not remember in terms of I miss those times and now I'm sad. But in terms of, do you remember that day that we laughed so hard that I peed a little and we were in, the shopping mall? that is a celebration of that moment that you've shared with that person. Now, usually it works better if we can share these moments with other people that knew the person, so that they can contribute what they remember about the person. But if you have got nobody that you can turn to, and you've got nobody that you can share this with, then write it down. Write down, I remember with a smile that moment in the mall when I peed myself laughing because you tripped and you almost went over the balcony. Whatever the case might be, it might not have been funny if they did, but that's not the point. The point is, put that sticky note up somewhere and celebrate the memories that you have with this person. We tend to focus so much on the loss, the absence of the person, that we forget that we had moments that nobody can take away from us. Moments that we have shared with these people that is unique to us. In other words, yes, that laughter moment, they might have shared with other friends, but not exactly the way we did. That was a moment just between us. And that is the thing that needs to be celebrated. I'm not talking about a general feeling of, oh, my mom was so nice. I'm talking about specific memories. In my case, we were standing outside Clicks many moons ago. And mom, there was a box where she had to throw in applications, like a competition enrollment that she had to do. And it was literally just a box with pictures on it, like, Clicks, competition, win a car. It's like really long ago. I mean, my mom passed away 10 years ago, and I think it was like 10 years before that. So it's like very long ago. And there was a little pop-up bubble, like a speech bubble, that said, we will call you. Now, this was in the time when my mom went through her cancer treatments, and the brain, it didn't take well to the treatments. But the happy of all of this is, so she fills in these little competition papers and she throws it into the box. And me and my sister are standing outside Clicks there with my mom. And at some point, my sister goes, why are we standing here? And my mom points to the box and she goes like, they said they will call me. We have never laughed so hard in our lives. And this was a woman that my mom had, she could spell and write and read like nobody's business. She was a teacher, but after the cancer treatments, I think the treatment affected, well, not think, I know, some parts of the brain, and then later the cancer came back and it affected the brain as such, but that's not the point. The point is, though, that moment right there is one of the funniest moments, because my mom was convinced, okay, given you had to be there, because we're not laughing as hard now, but it's something that makes me smile, and it's a memory that nobody can take away from me. And it's a memory that when I walk past any Clicks now, I go like, oh, no, I remember that. And instead of focusing and looking at the cancer and the deterioration that my mom had to go through, and the pain and the treatments, that is one of the memories that I choose to have that makes me smile. Because that's how I celebrate my mom. That's how I remember my mom. One of there are a few. We laughed really, really hard in my family. We laughed a lot. We cried a lot as well. We had a good balance of emotions. But the point of this video is, don't stare into the abyss of what you are missing and what is not the same. Don't stare into that abyss continuously. Find moments that you can smile about the things that you guys have experienced together. And those are the moments that will carry you through many, many nights, not just the festive season. So yes, we do miss them, and yes, we do mourn them, but we should also celebrate them, for they made our lives a little funnier.